Good morning, everyone. It's great to be on this morning. Thank you for joining in. We're going to make a masculine card today. 2 masculine cards that I will give away on Tuesday. Oh, so nice to see so many familiar faces. Good morning, Yvonne. Hi, Kimberly. Hello, Philomena. Hi, Mary Ellen. Oh, so nice to have you here. Yes, thank you for sharing. The giveaway, just for those of you that are just so wondering what I'm going to give away, I'm going to give away 2 yards of the, oh boy, let me see what it's called. The faux suede trim. It's kind of early espresso ribbon, but it's called faux suede. It's pretty. And it goes really great with early espresso. I don't know that we've ever had such a dark brown ribbon, at least in my memory. Welcome. Hi, Louise. Good to see you. Thank you. Good morning, Judy. Hi. Oh, so nice to see so many of you. Hi, Pam. Yes, so to get in on the drawing, all you have to do is share this on your timeline, share it in a group, share it with some friends, whatever you want to, whoever you want to share to. Just be sure that you come back and let me know that you've shared the video. Another way to get in the drawing is to just make comments as I'm going through here. Just let me know you're watching, maybe where you're watching from. Thank you so much. It's really exciting to see people from all across the United States and even other parts of the country or other parts of the world that tune in to these Facebook Lives. And then, of course, if you're watching later on YouTube, I appreciate all of my YouTube friends as well, too. So welcome, and thank you so much for supporting Stamping to Share. Good morning. Oh, thank you, everybody. Okay, well, gosh, you know what? I got something in my mailbox. I'm so excited to show you. It's really pretty. So this is from my downline member, Cindy Berghus. And I have to say, you know, when you go out to your mailbox, just to let you know how exciting this is, I got to my mailbox, opened it up, and look, it was a decorated envelope. Just the little flap was decorated, but it makes such a difference, and it looks so nice. So very fun. It's a great way to use up little scraps of designer series papers to decorate your envelopes. And then she was telling me this is her brand new favorite card that she likes to make. And it's because it uses a lot of designer series paper, and right now she's in a mode to use up some of her designer series paper. And so this one uses the Celebration Lily Impressions paper. And I want to show it to you because it's one of those really cool kind of fun folds. And I've seen these around. I think I actually made one years ago, but haven't made one recently. So here it is. Isn't it pretty? So it's a little butterfly card. And she enclosed directions for me how to open it because it's kind of hard to tell how to open it because that little slot is pretty hidden with the designer series paper. So what you do, I'm going to stand up so I can show you this and make sure that you're actually seeing it. What you want to do when you open up a card like this is you actually want to close the butterfly wings, and then when you open it up, the butterfly wings go through the label punch. Oh, I'm so sorry, you guys, if I'm not getting this in the video. It's so hard to show this because I can't really see what's in the camera and what isn't. But there it is. And then you just open it up and it looks like this. So it's pretty neat. I like the way she did this. She actually punched out through the paper and then she put the punch out on the inside of the card, and then that's where she mounted her butterfly. And then to close it up, you just fold up the wings and put it back into, put the front of the card back in place. Isn't that great? So Cindy Berghus, you are a sweetheart. She's in my, I have a wonderful group of downline members. She is in my group. She had actually never even placed an order from me or anything. And the next thing I knew, I had the congratulations from Stampin' Up! You have a new downline member. And so that was Cindy. She was just a complete surprise out of the blue, but one of the best surprises ever. And she's been in our group now a couple of years, and I just adore her. She is so sweet. She even comes up to the cities once in a while and attends some of our in-person functions that we have. Kind of rarely, but she does make an effort to get there when we do that. Otherwise, mostly everything that we do is online. All right, so let's see. What are we doing today? Oh my goodness. Well, Have you just been so happy about the new catalog and it's live? And yes, as expected, there are a lot of things on back order. We knew that. That's why I only did a paper share, because so many ribbons are on back order. So many embellishments are already on back order, or even non-orderable, which is really disappointing. The difference between back orders and non-orderable is that back orders means that you can still put it on your order. Non-orderable means you can't even put it on your order, which unfortunately one of the products we're using today on the card we're making today is non-orderable. But you know what? I can give you some hope as to how you can overcome that when I share this card with you. So we'll talk about that in a minute. And I would be remiss not to mention that if you've thought about joining Stampin' Up, oh my goodness, grab your shopping list that I know you already have made up, look through it, find that $125 mark, and put it into a starter kit with Stampin' Up. Because the big bonus right now for people who are going to give Stampin' Up a try is that they get to have a bundle of their choice from the new catalog. Oh my goodness, there's like tons and tons of bundles. I think there's like 34, 36, something like that to choose from. I just briefly went over the bundles. And you can pick whichever one you love, and even pick, you know, some really expensive ones that are over $50 to get for free from Stampin' Up as a gift when you become, whether you join as a business-minded demonstrator or whether you join purely as a hobbyist, Stampin' Up will give you that gift. So I think that's so awesome. So please, please let me know if you're interested, and I will send you a PDF of all of the bundles in a format that you can just glance through quickly without getting so distracted by the catalog, because it is very distracting. I mean, I don't even think I was able to properly count up because the samples were just so good. I was like, oh, how did I not notice that sample before? So anyway, do check into it. It is a wonderful, wonderful opportunity to get your products at a discount, especially right now with the new catalog. And we all have these ginormous shopping list that we're eventually going to buy, so we might as well just get it at a discount, right? Okay, so let me flip the camera down and we'll get started with this wonderful masculine card. So just give me a second here. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start by sharing with you World of Good Specialty Designer Series paper. Now, all of you know that I am doing a paper share, and gosh, I thought if I got on early enough and ordered my paper share right away, I would get everything. But I did discover this morning that World of Good Specialty paper is back ordered. So I don't know exactly how I'm going to handle it. For everybody who prepaid with my paper shares, I will just send it out separately. And possibly going forward now, maybe I will just send the bulk of it all at once. I have to figure that out. So this is the World of Good Specialty 12 by 12 Designer Series paper, and one of the things that they're featuring that's new about this paper is that we have a new foil, and it's called Brass. It's very mirror-like. I mean, very shiny compared to like our silver and our gold, which have almost sort of a brushed look to them. This is like looking into a mirror. In fact, when I do anything with this paper, I have to be careful. I mean, you almost feel like you have to have your makeup on to look at this paper. It's really shiny. But that is also interspersed into the Designer Series paper that comes with the World of Good Specialty paper. So it's very pretty. These are the 6 sheets, and then you can get the top and the bottom of each sheet. So I love this paper. I love using it for masculine cards. My whole family is a traveling family. We love to travel. One of the reasons that I love being a Stampin' Up! Business demonstrator is because I've earned the trips ever since 2012, and it has just been so much fun. In fact, my coffee cup today comes from the last Hawaii trip that I earned back in 2015 when my husband and I were able to celebrate our 25th anniversary in Hawaii, all compliments of Stampin' Up! Paying for it, so that was really great. The stamps that we're going to be using, because I will be stamping on the inside of this card, is called Beautiful World. Love it. So this is probably one of my very favorite bundles. And if you love this bundle too, well, I again encourage you to become a member of my team and get this for free when you sign up for the starter kit. So let me show you. There is the what do you call them? The dies that go with it. And then I have the stamps here. So we're only using 2 stamps. Let me show you the inside of the card. I have it like this. This is actually going to go to my husband. I know he's not my father, but I usually give him a card on Father's Day. He always gives me a Mother's Day card. So this is going to be my Father's Day card for my husband. And because I've already just like completely gone through and used a ton of these cards already. In fact, we have a demonstrator swap coming up later this month that I went ahead and used a bunch of these cards for. I am going to open up a new pack for you on camera. I love the World of Good Memories and More card pack because a lot of them are very masculine and you can make some really nice masculine cards. Now you can use the Memories and More card packs for memory keeping as well, which I have done, and actually I really love doing that. It just makes just decorates everything so quickly. But I also love using it for card making. And Stampin' Up! Does sell coordinating Memories and More envelopes so that the cards that you make will coordinate with an envelope. So I'm not gonna show you every one because I know you can flip through this as well as I can. But there's a lot of nice brown ones. I have to figure out what color I'm looking for here. Oh, I'm looking for a blue one. So I'm just gonna sort of got them all mixed up in here. So I guess I will have to flip through to find the one that I'm looking for. But that's good for you because then you can see it as well. But I used a lot of the green ones for my downline swap. So probably next week sometime I'll share that card with you. Just because, I don't know, can you ever have too many masculine cards? I think not. Let's see. Oh, here we go. This is the one I really, really love for my husband. Life is meant for adventures. And we do adventuring every single weekend. We have a cabin, we have a camper, we have parents that live out of town, not in the same town, but different towns. So we're always off doing something and it's always lots of fun. So I'm going to take one of those out to make for you. So anyway, they have this size and then I also use these a lot. And what I like about using these is you can just take a background like this. And if you want to use it on your card, which is what I did for my downline swaps, you can just cut it in half and you have 2 pieces that you can use as a background for your swaps or for any cards that you're making. All right, so we're going to set this aside. Lots of good things in there. And let me go ahead and show you this card again. So one thing you're going to notice about this card is that it uses the cinnamon cider ribbon, which is not even available to order. Of course, I made this card up fairly quickly after I got my demonstrator pre-order in and did not know that it wouldn't be available when we debuted the catalog. However, one thing that I would recommend that you could do is if you don't want to wait on making this card and you don't have this ribbon, just take a piece of cinnamon cider paper, cut it to that size, which is, let me see if I don't have my ruler here, but it looks like it's a 1/4 inch. So you could just take some cinnamon paper, cut it to a 1/4 of an inch and put a strip up there. And then this is the giveaway today. So I do have a fair amount of this ribbon on hand, which is our faux suede ribbon. And then we have these wonderful slides that Stampin' Up! Is put in an embellishment. Of course, these are also, I don't know, are they unavailable or are they on back order? I think they're on back order. I think right now, anyway, you can still order these and they'll send them to you once they come in. But for my downline swap, which honestly, I don't even know if I'm going to have enough of them, I'm using the little corner pieces. And then for this particular card, we're going to use the ribbon slide because it just fits perfectly into this ribbon. It's really lovely. So I'm going to take out 2 of these slides because we'll be using 2 of them. And the actual name of this is called Antiqued Corners and slide elements. So they're fantastic. I love them. I will probably order a lot of these just to keep them with all of my scrapbooking supplies because they look so pretty and they don't add a lot of bulk. So whether you're sending a card or making things for your scrapbook, you don't want things too bulky for those purposes. So these slides and little corners are just beautiful for that. You're also probably wondering about this paper. How did I get it to look like that? Well, what I did, and I'll be sharing that a little bit with you, is I used the Tasteful Textile embossing folder, and it is also new in the catalog. It's a 3D embossing folder, and I will just show you how I did that. So let's go ahead and get started making this card. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about how to get that background look. So as you know, we have new ink colors which look like this. They're fantastic. We've got the cinnamon cider back here, and then we have all of the other new ink colors which are now available to order. So we have Magenta Madness, Bumblebee, Misty Moonlight, and Just Jade. And today we're going to focus on the cinnamon cider. You have no idea how long it took me to remember cinnamon cider because there's so many cinnamon things you could do. And I think I finally have it through my head. So what you want to do is you want to grab your cinnamon cider, cut it to 4 by 5 1/4, and you want just one of those panels if you're making one card, or you can make more. And then I think I'll just go ahead and show you how this is done. So what I did is I just opened it up. I opened up my Tasteful Texture folder, and I took my ink pad. So I've got the Early Espresso ink pad right here, and all you do to make that fantastic background is you just press it directly onto your folder like this. That's all you do at this point. Then, actually, I'm just trying to see if today I can have less ink on my fingers than the last time I did a Facebook Live, but we'll see. Then take your 4 by 5 1/4 inch panel of cinnamon cider, and you're just going to lay it on top, close it up, and then you take it over to your embossing machine and you run it through your embossing machine, and it comes out looking like this. It's so cool. So I was wondering if there was much of a difference between inking it on the top, excuse me, inking it on the top, which I did here, and I consider the top where the Stampin' Up! Label is, or inking it on the bottom, because sometimes there is a difference. So I always like to run through 2 papers trying to figure out what the difference is. But honestly, there's not much of a difference with this particular folder. This is our... I have to keep looking at the names because I don't know. I finally figured out that I could tape the names directly onto my products, and that way when I'm doing a Facebook Live, I know what the heck I'm talking about. But this is called Tasteful Texture, and there's not much difference. So let me just look and see. I've got them marked here. So this is one where I inked the top of the folder. This is one where I inked the bottom. So really, one maybe is just a teeny bit darker than the other one. So I don't know. I don't think it really matters. It just doesn't matter that much. They both pretty much look the same. All right, so I have done this in advance so that I wouldn't have to jump up and do that on camera. But I figured I explained it well enough that we're good to go. So let's go ahead now and do some stamping. So the only stamping that we're doing is on some panels of Very Vanilla. This is 4 by 5 1/4. And I am going to get out, I also need a little piece of scrap paper here. I'm going to get out the Crumb Cake ink, and I have the world. So what's really neat about this stamp set, for those of you that haven't really examined it closely, is the entire world is represented in this stamp set. So you've got the Americas on this side, and then you've got all the rest of the world on the other one. So depending on where you live or where you want to go, you have two choices here, which is just wonderful. I thought that was just brilliant, actually. So we're inking it up now with crumb cake, but I don't want a real dark image of crumb cake, so I'm going to stamp off once. Then I'm going to come over here and just use the second generation image. So again, stamp off once and then use your second generation. And that's for your inside panel. Then go ahead and take, you'll notice, you can't see this because it's off camera, but I'm being very careful with ink today. I had such an inky mess last time I was on. Now we're going to take the Early Espresso ink, and we've got the thank you for being a part of mine. And we're going to stamp that right over the top of the bottom of the world. How's that for being positive? We're stamping over the top of the bottom. So we're going to do that one over here too. There we go. Absolutely fun and gorgeous, and something on the inside to match the outside. But we're not even done with the inside yet. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to put a panel of designer series paper that matches the outside of the card. So I have a 3/4 inch by 4 inch panel of designer series paper, and that's the World of Good specialty designer series paper that I showed you at the very beginning. Now if you do have the card pack and you don't have the designer series paper, you could find a 4x6 card in the card pack that you would be able to cut up and use for this purpose. So I'm just putting a little multi-purpose liquid glue on here. And we're just going to add this to the bottom of the inside panel, and it just makes it look so beautiful and so finished. We're going to do the same thing over here. And we can just wiggle that right into place. I love using glue for that purpose. So I rushed my order that I ordered, and I'm so anxious to get the new seal adhesive. So anyway, next week sometime on a Facebook Live, you'll get to see me use it. I'm very excited about it. So let's get some of these papers off my space here. We have a 5.5 by 8.5 panel of Early Espresso scored at 4 1/4. See, just a regular half sheet of paper folded in half again. And I'm gonna use my trusty bone folder. Do the same thing over here. And then we are just going to put these on the inside. So let me grab some snail. And we're going to open this up and set it right here. Just make sure all 4 of your borders are nice and even. And then we'll do the same over here. Whoops. Helps to open. Oh, I had another one right there. See, sometimes I actually have so much adhesive on my desk that I can grab two. And then sometimes I have to walk across the room because I have no adhesive on my desk. So you just never know how the day is going to turn out. There we go. All right, so now we're going to set this aside and we're going to grab our inside panels here, or our outside panels rather, that we're going to work with. Again, that was, whoops, I have the wrong paper. Again, these were 4 by 5 1/4 inches, and then inked up with the embossing folder and run through the run through your die cutting or embossing machine. Then we have this one that's going here. Oh Lord, where is the other one? I have it here somewhere. Help, it's lost. What did I do with it? Well, that's kind of crazy. Let me dig through these cards and I'll find another one. I don't know what I did with it. I know I have the one. And I opened up a special pack and they have 2 of everything. So, we'll find it and then we'll get rolling. Sorry about that. I have another one, but it just disappeared. It just went away because I have 2 of these packs. Oh, here we go. Here's another one. Because since I'm doing this as a giveaway, I want the two cards that I'm making to match so nobody feels like they're not getting sort of what I showed. All right, so what you're going to do is just add some glue to the back of this. This is so easy. That is why I love using these Memories and More cards, because it makes such quick cards. A lot of the work is done for you. This is great if maybe you can't afford to get everything that you want right away. If you're just starting out with stamping, you can get a Memories and More pack and just start making cards right off the bat. So we're going to do the same thing to this one. And set that in. So you can see I'm putting this in maybe 3/4 of an inch from the top. And then we're going to add a little bit of cinnamon cider ribbon. So here's my cinnamon cider ribbon. It's a precious commodity, let me tell you, because it's not available to order. I'm not sure when it's going to be, but like I said, you could take a 1/4 inch strip of cinnamon cider cardstock and get very close to the same effect. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to set this at the top, and I am just wrapping this around, and then we're just going to take some Scotch tape and secure that. Oh, who is mentioning this? Diana mentioned, and hi Diana, she's one of my downline members. She is mentioning that this would also make a really great graduation card for a guy. And that is so true. I love that idea, Diana. Thank you for bringing that up. Love that. All right, so we almost have this together here. Scoot that up just a hair more. And I have to remove this one because I didn't put it in the right spot. So just give me a second here. I'll scoot that up just a tad higher. There we go. So now we have our cinnamon cider at the top, and then we're going to take our faux suede and again just cut it a little bit longer than the panels. And before you put it down, we're going to take those sliders that I mentioned, which are fantastic. We're just going to slide the end of our ribbon into it and bring it around. And then you're going to attach it to the bottom of your card and just make that slider. We can slide it around for a while, so let's go ahead and we'll not really worry too much about where the slider is at this moment in time, but we will affix that slider, so stay tuned for that. So I'm just going to get the ribbon wrapped first, and then we'll get that slider fixed in place. Yeah, everybody is telling me how much they love the slides. Well, that's probably why this went immediately into back order, I swear. It's just one of those things. I mean, gosh, we haven't had a ribbon slide in so long, and I'm so glad they brought it back with this product suite because it is so beautiful. I love it. Okay, you'll probably see this so often from me, you're just going to get sick of it because I love to make masculine cards, and I just love this suite for it. Okay, so once you have it, once you have sort of decided where you want your ribbon slide to live, what I like to do is I use my Take Your Pick tool, and then we have this little pointy piece, and I'm just going to grab a glue dot because I just want it to kind of stay in place. So I'm just going to lift that up and slide that glue dot underneath. And now my slide will not be sliding around. I know it kind of defeats the purpose of a slide, but I'll tell you why you want to do this. Because it's a little bit heavy. I mean, it is made out of a metal. And so what do people do when they get your card? They're going to put it on something. They're going to put it on a mantle or whatever, and they're going to have it standing up. And over time, that, especially humidity or anything like that, that is just going to slide on down in and make it look sort of like it's not attached very well. So I like putting a glue dot down just to keep that very nicely attached. Okay, then, not a lot left to do here, you guys. All we're gonna do is add some glue to the back, and we're gonna put this on our card. And that is going to be our fantastic, pretty quick to make masculine cards that you can use for graduations or birthdays, or actually they work great for anybody that likes to travel. You could use it as a Father's Day card. There's a lot of different sentiments in the Memories and More card pack, so you can really get a lot of variety depending on what you want to do, and then just switch up the colors. So here we go. Here's the cards we've got. Here's the card I made in advance. So thank you everybody for being a part of this Facebook Live. I truly appreciate it. You guys mean so much to me. Thanks for sticking till the end. And I'll go ahead and finish this all up and get your links here so that you can decide if you want to put any of these things into your shopping cart. You guys have a great day, and we'll see you next week. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye, everybody.